Imagine a world where the mighty Panama Canal is no longer the king of maritime shortcuts. Welcome to the future, where Mexico's interoceanic corridor of Tehuantepec is set to revolutionize global trade and render the Panama Canal obsolete. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been a vital artery for global commerce, transporting over 270 billion worth of cargo annually. However, it now faces challenges due to drought and operational issues. Conversely, recently one of Mexico's new corridors has been inaugurated and is quickly becoming one of the world's most significant trade routes. This ambitious project is reshaping the shipping industry and has profound implications for the global economy. Let's explore how this development is transforming maritime logistics and what it means for international trade. Before we go to the depth of the new corridor, let's briefly review what the Panama Canal is and why it is so valuable and important. The Panama Canal was first built to create a shorter maritime route between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The idea dates back to 1513, when Vasco Núñez de Balboa crossed the Isthmus of Panama, recognizing the potential for a water passage. The canal was envisioned as a way to significantly reduce the time and distance required for ships to travel between the two oceans, avoiding the lengthy and treacherous journey around the southern tip of South America via the Strait of Magellan or Cape Horn. The first attempt to construct the canal was made by France in 1881 under the leadership of Ferdinand de Lesseps, who had previously overseen the construction of the Suez Canal. However, this effort was plagued by engineering challenges, tropical diseases, and financial difficulties, leading to its abandonment. The United States took over the project in 1904 after supporting Panama's independence from Colombia. The U.S. construction effort, led by Chief Engineer John Frank Stevens and later by George Washington Goethals, overcame many of the obstacles faced by the French and successfully completed the canal in 1914. The Panama Canal has since played a crucial role in international maritime trade. The Panama Canal is not merely a waterway, it's a vibrant nexus of global trade, witnessing nearly 14,000 transits each year. However, it confronts contemporary challenges: climate change, induced droughts that jeopardize the water levels essential for its functionality. The canal's expansion, completed in 2016, accommodates larger vessels but also escalates water usage, a pressing issue during drought periods. The enlarged Panama Canal has markedly shortened the journey for U.S. liquefied natural gas shipments to Asian markets. For example, the voyage from the U.S. Gulf Coast to Japan via the Panama Canal now spans approximately 20 days, a significant reduction from the 34 days required to navigate around Africa's southern tip or the 31 days through the Suez Canal. Moreover, the Panama Canal Authority has successfully decreased transit times by over 16%. The average canal waters time has dropped from 26 hours in 2001-2002 to 31 hours in 1999-2000. A passage from New York to California is now about 8,000 miles shorter with the Panama Canal, slashing travel time from 8 months to a mere 3 months. Now that we've revisited the Panama Canal's significance, let's explore a new development that could potentially overshadow it. Before we delve into our next topic, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for updates on upcoming videos. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. And now let's turn our attention to Mexico's emerging corridor. The Interoceanic Corridor of Tehuantepec, also known as the CIIT, is a significant infrastructure project in Mexico aimed at connecting the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans through a railway system. The primary purpose of this corridor is to boost the economy and industry of the Mexican South by facilitating commerce and transportation of goods internationally. It is expected to provide a more direct and efficient route for trade, potentially offering an alternative to the Panama Canal. The operation of the CIIT involves a railway system that spans over 1,200 kilometers, linking several cities in southeastern Mexico. The corridor includes modernized ports, industrial parks, and aims to attract private investment to the region. The project was initiated under the presidency of López Obrador and is considered his most important project, The Interoceanic corridor of Tehuantepec has seen considerable progress since the last president. It was approved on June 14, 2019, and construction began on June 7, 2020. The main railway line opened in December 2023, with plans for 2 more lines to be completed in March and July 2024. President López Obrador inaugurated the Line Z passenger service of the Interoceanic train of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec in Salina Cruz. This event marked the opening of the first phase of the Interoceanic corridor of Tehuantepec. It is being developed in 3 phases. First phase involved the main railway line, which was completed and began operations on 28 August 2023 for freight and 17 September 2023 for passenger services. The railway line connects Salina Cruz to Coatzacoalcos, crossing the Isthmus of Tehuantepec. The second phase includes the expansion of the Minatitlan and Ixtepec airports, the installation of gas pipelines and fiber optic connections, and the doubling of the highway size from 2 to 4 lanes. This phase aims to enhance connectivity and support the increased traffic expected from the new railway line. And the final phase is expected to see the completion of 2 additional railway lines, Line FA and Line K. Line FA is anticipated to start operations in March 2024, while Line K will operate until July 2024. It can be said that the corridor provides an alternative route for maritime traffic, which could divert some of the volume away from the Panama Canal. With the modernization of the Tehuantepec Isthmus Railway and infrastructure improvements, the corridor may offer a more efficient and cost-effective option for transporting goods between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. As said before, the Panama Canal has been grappling with a water scarcity crisis, leading to limitations on maritime traffic. This predicament has steered shippers towards alternative pathways, such as the Tehuantepec corridor. Beyond the Panama Canal, the Interoceanic corridor of Tehuantepec holds the potential to influence other initiatives. The establishment of industrial parks along this corridor could draw investments and invigorate economic growth in the area. The corridor's integration with other transport systems, including the Tren Maya and Ciudad Hidalgo, promises to enhance regional connectivity and commerce. Thus, the project transcends being a mere transit route. It emerges as an industrialization center and a lucrative prospect for international firms to relocate their manufacturing bases. It also presents a golden opportunity for Mexican enterprises to expand their export markets. Could this emerging route diminish the Panama Canal's esteemed status? Share your insights in the comments below. Stay tuned for another video that might pique your interest.